Royal Family Live. Queen watching closely as rift with Meghan Markle and Harry widens. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are growing further apart from the royal family, according to a royal expert. Royal author Katie Nicholl warned the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's Remembrance Sunday photo shoot in Los Angeles will not help relations with the royal family, who attended a service at the cenotaph. Meghan and Harry were accused of a publicity stunt after pictures taken by celebrity and fashion photographer Lee Morgan was released from their visit to Los Angeles National Cemetery. Ms. Nicholl told OK Magazine, "There is such a gaping cavern now, and exercises like this only serves to widen that gap rather than heal the rift. I think the feeling is that if Harry and Meghan continue to behave in this way, there is going to be a question mark over their future roles in the monarchy. Harry and Meghan do things very differently to the royal family, and to me it shows how determined they are to do things their own way, whatever the cost." Harry, who has quit royal duties and moved to California with former actress Meghan, was reportedly saddened when he was denied his request for a wreath to be laid on his behalf at the cenotaph on Remembrance Sunday. It comes as Prince Harry spoke publicly of how he committed to a life of service during his time in the military. In a recorded message for the virtual Stand Up for Heroes event in the United States, Harry said, "My military experience changed my life forever and for the better. It changed how I viewed sacrifice and service. I was born into a life of duty, but it was during my decade in the army that I committed to a life of service." He added, "As far as I see it, service is what happens in the quiet and in the chaos. It's what happens when people aren't looking, and it's about how we take care of each other every single day." The Queen had to take part in a PR operation to protect the reputation of the monarchy following the abdication of Edward VIII. Italian royal documentary series Ulysses claimed Her Majesty's involvement in a coronation ceremony would help boost her authority as a new monarch. Ulysses presenter Alberto Angela said, "Such a splendid ceremony for a young and smiling queen is truly something extraordinary. In fact, it was a celebration for all the British people, but also a calculated operation to revive the image of the monarchy that a few years earlier had faced a serious crisis." The British government instructed that Prince Philip move to Buckingham Palace with the Queen after she became the head of the royal family, despite the Duke of Edinburgh protesting the decree. Italian documentary series Ulysses claimed the Duke had to abide by Winston Churchill's rules. Presenter Alberto Angela said to Philip one of the drawbacks of his wife's accession to throne was having to move to Buckingham Palace. But had it been up to him, he would have gladly left this building to his mother-in-law, and he would have stayed in the more intimate and comfortable Clarence House. But the government decided on these things, and Churchill wanted the new Queen in the palace of her ancestors, who had chosen it as an official residence since the time of Queen Victoria. The Queen and Prince Philip are celebrating their 73rd wedding anniversary. The Duchess of Sussex allowed a friend to give the authors of Finding Freedom their insight on her and Prince Harry to stop further misinformation being filtered through to the media, a new court document has revealed. The document also refuted claims the Duchess had knowingly caused or permitted information about a personal relationship and communications with her father, including the existence of the letter and a description of its contents, to enter the public domain. The paper added, "As far as the claimant is aware, the authors didn't have in their possession a copy of the letter or her father's response. If anyone applied and supplied a copy to them, this happened without her consent or knowledge and contrary to her wishes. The claimant didn't authorize or wish the contents of the letter to be published in the book, not just because its contents were deeply private and sensitive, but because to attract publicity to them would have been contrary to her principal objective in sending it to her father, which was to stop him talking to the media in misleading terms about his relationship with her, which was a private matter." Her Majesty and the Duke of Edinburgh have released a photograph showing them opening a card from great-grandchildren. Prince George VII, Princess Charlotte V and Prince Louis II designed the card themselves and added a number 73 that pops out from the front of the card. The new photo also shows the Queen and Philip sat on a sofa in Windsor Castle's Oak Room. The fourth season of Netflix's award-winning series was released on the streaming giant last week and features topics including Prince Charles's marriage to Princess Diana, his affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, and the Princess of Wales's eating disorder. And now Omid Scobie, the co-author of Meghan Markle's biography Finding Freedom, warned the series pose a major risk for Prince Charles and Camilla. He wrote on Twitter, "There are real concerns coming from the palace that people watching fourth season of The Crown will take it for gospel. Prince Charles and Camilla are a couple who have spent decades trying to repair their image, and just at the time when they're gaining popularity in the UK, that all faces major risk." Meghan Markle and Prince Harry warned Netflix wants its pound of flesh and royal secrets. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been warned about what Netflix could want from the deal. Royal expert Dicky Arbiter questioned why Netflix is so interested in Meghan Markle and Prince Harry while speaking on talk radio with Dan Vayton. He warned the streaming giant may want their pound of flesh and wants insights into the royal family from Meghan and Harry. He added that while they may have things to say after stepping down as senior royals, he cautioned not to unveil anything to Netflix. The royal expert also commented on the fourth season of the royal drama The Crown and its responsibility to ensure people do not view it as historically accurate. Mr. Vayton said Prince Charles is said to be furious with Netflix for his portrayal in the new series of The Crown. Sources close to the prince briefed the Mail on Sunday that it is trolling by Netflix on a Hollywood budget. Prince Harry and Meghan have signed a multi-million-pound deal with Netflix. Do you question the wisdom of that decision by the couple? Mr. Arbiter admitted a deal with Netflix was not inherently a bad thing, but warned of the streaming giant's expectations. He said, "I question the wisdom not necessarily for signing a deal with Netflix, but what are they signing a deal for? What are they going to do? Because they are not actually qualified. Well, Meghan is an actress and Harry isn't, and Netflix might want their pound of flesh out of Harry because he's still a member of the royal family, although Harry has walked away from the firm and probably there's a lot to say. Although I hope he's not going to say that is one issue." Mr. Arbiter also reiterated his frustration with The Crown being seen as a documentary rather than a piece of fiction with real characters. He continued, "I think the Prince of Wales is absolutely right talking about Netflix. I don't know about you, but I've watched all the 10 episodes and it was appalling. I think Peter Morgan has come out over the last couple of days and said it is not history, it is not a documentary, it's a drama and it's fiction." Mr. Arbiter also explained what he hopes Netflix will do in the future to avoid any confusion surrounding the accuracy of the show. He said the trouble is people watching it won't accept it as fiction. They think it's gospel. I think what he has got to happen now, that there has got to be a vocal warning at the beginning, at the end of the show, of warning saying, "You're about to watch an interpretation of events of the day. The script is fiction. The characters are real. This is so people can be under no apprehension that this is a work of fiction and it is not true to life."